pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Hold up. On. Center. Right.
You may be seated. At this time, I would like to welcome Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department Chaplain Schaefer to come forward and offer tonight's invocation.
Charlotte Fire family, good afternoon. To our chief, to all of our chiefs, our leaders, and all the families who share in this sacrifice with us. I'm Chaplain Theo Schaefer, and I oversee our CMPD chaplaincy and spiritual health. And it is an honor, it is an absolute honor to be with you all today. Before I pray, as I always do in moments like these, I love to leave nuggets of wisdom, of hope, and affirmation. And I'll share this one with you tonight for free. We are what we celebrate. We are what we celebrate. I know that in a time of service, as I tell every officer and firefighter that I get to minister to, that this work, we will forever be saving those lives that at times may not behave as if they want to be saved. This work will never cease. That's why it's important to celebrate every moment you have. To our spouses that wait day and night for their loved ones to get home, whether to wrap your arms around them and tell them how much you love them, or to remind them that they left the dishes unwashed, or their child is ready to be disciplined. To every leader in the room who takes on the sacrifice of raising up other leaders, remember that you are what we celebrate. Every win, no matter how small, whether it's an award ceremony tonight, or just us coming home safely, with no amount that can be measured, we are what we celebrate. And tonight, let us celebrate the individuals receiving these awards, but let us also celebrate one another, because we choose good and we choose the heroic side, families included. Do you mind joining me in a word of prayer? Thank you so much. Eternal and gracious Creator, thank you for trusting us with an incredible assignment to serve, protect, and to save. Thank you for the grace you've given every spouse, every grandmother, every grandpa, every aunt and uncle to share their loved ones with the world. Father, while some of us rest and sleep at night, our warrior heroes are out saving lives. Thank you for trusting us with this responsibility. Now, Father, I pray we honor those who are no longer with us. We honor those whose sacrifices and shoulders we stand upon. And Father, we also honor the legacy we're building. We thank you as we commemorate, as we give out awards and celebrate on tonight, that none of this is without your strength, your grace, and your purpose. And finally, Father, to my brother or sister who serves and protects us, who may be struggling with their purpose in this season, remind them of their why and their value to a world that is ever in need of a hero. We thank you for this moment. We thank you for allowing us to celebrate. And we thank you for the many memories that are yet to come. It's in your name we pray. Amen. God bless you all this evening, family.
Thank you, Chaplain Schaefer. At this time, I would like to recognize our special guests. Councilmember Mayfield, thank you for joining us this evening. Carolyn Miller, and Ms. Crystal Screen, member of the Civil Service Board. Thank you for your ongoing support. It is now my pleasure to introduce our command staff. Deputy Chief Jones, Deputy Chief Scaris, Deputy Chief Winkles, and Fire Chief Johnson. At this time, I would like to welcome Fire Chief Johnson to share a few comments with tonight's honorees, their families, and friends. Chief.
Thank you, Captain. This is a great sight from up here. I wish a lot of you all could stand up here and just see what you look like, because you look good. I'd like to thank our special guests for being here. You all are huge supporters of the fire department, and it doesn't go unrecognized, so thank you for that. I'd like to start off with a couple thank you. Thank you to Captain Thompson. Thank you to the awards committee. Thank you to Katie for a lot of the work that she's done. A couple others I'd like to thank is firefighter Patrick Stanley, who did a lot of work this week to make sure that things were getting done. To Dana from the Training Academy, and all the fire and life safety educators who are here assisting. And lastly, thank you, Chaplain Schaefer, for those kind words, because I think that's what we need to focus on. Right? We are what we celebrate. And tonight is a night that we're here to celebrate awards as well as promotions. And I know there's many people that have said, just like we all probably have, I'm just doing my job. I don't need an award, I'm just doing my job. Well, tonight is a chance for us to thank you for the extraordinary work that you've done. Charlotte Fire Department provides outstanding service every day, 24/7, 365. But today we're here to honor those that did above and beyond. And yes, you do deserve to be honored, whether it's as an individual or as a company. You all go out here and you provide outstanding service. As Chief Jones would say, and all of command staff would agree, it makes us the best fire department in this country. I'm very proud of each and every one of you for the work that you do on a daily basis. For those that are getting promoted, I want to say congratulations for your personal sacrifice and your professional excellence. You've worked hard to achieve the promotion that you're getting, and we want to congratulate you on that. For the families and friends that are here, thank you for your continued support. I know it's not easy dealing with emergency service workers like we are, public safety in general, but we do appreciate the support, and we could never achieve what we achieve without your support and love. So I have to say thank you to you all for that. And with that, I don't want to hold us up any further. Let's get to celebrating, like the chaplain said. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Johnson. Members of the command staff, can you please join us on stage? As they make their way to the stage, our first award is the Fire Chief's Letter of Commendation. In August of 2022, firefighter Melvin Renzo Brooks began displaying his talent as the host of Charlotte Fire's Firehouse Feature Series. Over the course of 10 months, Brooks helped produce 43 firehouse features and dozens of fire safety and recruitment videos used on social media platforms. His ability to use his professional broadcasting background has made Charlotte Fire an eminent video production facility where fire departments across the country look for creative ideas. Not only has firefighter Lorenzo's talent made Charlotte Fire stand out in the eyes of the fire service, but his expertise as a voice announcer helped us in our recruiting efforts as we utilize a cross-platform approach to hire the best of the best. Firefighter Brooks continues his work as the Charlotte Fire Friday feature series expands to focus on additional outstanding elements of our department. Firefighter Brooks. Thank you. Congratulations. In early 2023, all CFD captains participated in SLX training. Battalion Chiefs Jason Perdue, Eric Withers, and Jeff Richardson were present for these trainings to support Kathy Luther by helping to facilitate conversation and serve as an operational expert. Their contribution helped ensure the training was relevant and valuable for operations personnel. For their contributions, Battalion Chiefs Jason Perdue, Eric Withers, and Jeff Richardson are awarded the Fire Chief's Letter of Commendation. In early 2023, firefighter Brian Watts, Captain Kathleen Lee, Captain Sam Lee, and Captain Josh Westbrooks reviewed and validated thousands of records from Pay and Logistics to submit a reimbursement request to FEMA, potentially totaling millions of dollars. For their diligent and detail-oriented work, these members are recognized with the Fire Chief's Letter of Commendation. Congratulations. Now I'd like to ask Kevin Campbell to join us on stage. In May 2022, Kevin Campbell joined the Charlotte Fire Department's Office of Public Information and Community Engagement. Since his arrival, Kevin has significantly elevated the Charlotte Fire Department brand and communication to the public, with implementation of Feature Friday, Firehouse Features, and other educational material. Kevin has been instrumental in fostering relationships with the community we serve. We are proud to recognize Kevin's hard work and commitment to the department with the award for meritorious service. On December 16, 2022, members of Rescue 10, Rescue 11, Engine 11, Ladder 2, and Engine 6, along with Battalion Chief Josh Johnson, visited Levine Children's Hospital to spread holiday cheer to patients, families, friends, and staff. While performing countless rappels on both the front and back of the hospital, CFD members, along with the Grinch and a few of Santa's helpers, visited every window of the Children's Hospital. For their community service, these crews are recognized with the Meritorious Service Award. In the early hours of March 14, 2023, Engine 43, Ladder 2, Ladder 1, Rescue 10, Rescue 11, Safety 1, USAR 1, and Battalion 3 were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident with entrapment at Clanton Road in South Tryon Street. Companies arrived to find a complex incident with a bus and a garbage truck on top of a vehicle with two people trapped, including one in the bus. Companies worked in a diligent and coordinated manner to ensure the patients were extricated expeditiously and safely. Multiple companies worked together to stabilize all vehicles and then began a very complex extrication effort. All companies on scene worked seamlessly and for their work are awarded the company citation. April 7th, 2023, Engine 21 arrived on scene to find a two-car motor vehicle accident involving a tractor-trailer and passenger vehicle underneath the rear tandem of the trailer, pinning the patient. Ladder 13 was able to stabilize and prepare for the rescue. Rescue 10, under the command of Captain Bright, secured the axle that was sitting on the patient. While Rescue 10 stabilized the vehicle, Ladder 13, with assistance from West Mech, began cutting the roof off the vehicle to allow access to the patient. Once the wrecker was in place, Captain Bright coordinated with the driver to lift the trailer, and Ladder 13 was able to free the patient from under the axle. For their collective efforts, these companies are awarded the company citation. In the early morning hours of February 28, 2023, Ladder 2 was dispatched for a reported apartment fire. En route, alarm advised the potential for trapped occupants. Upon arrival, Ladder 2 encountered many accessibility issues for the proper scene placement of the apparatus. The engineer worked solely to position and supply the ladder for a rapidly spreading fire. The captain and other firefighters were tasked to perform hasty primary searches alone. Searching multiple apartments due to rapid fire growth and the potential for trapped victims, their decisive actions and teamwork resulted in no loss of life. Therefore, they are receiving company citation. On Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, units from the Charlotte Fire Department were dispatched to 521 East Moorhead Street for a concrete truck with its rear axles broken through the top deck of a two-story parking garage. Engine 4, Ladder 2, USAR 1 and 2, Rescue 10, and Battalion 3 worked diligently to prevent injury and successfully mitigate the incident. This required special knowledge, skills, and abilities to remove parked vehicles, build 6x6 laced post shore towers, and remove the concrete truck. This also required companies to cut a hole through the deck to remove the concrete from the truck prior to its removal. This was a unique event that required detailed action plans and critical skill sets. These companies are awarded the company citation for their successful mitigation of this incident. Slide left. On August 7th, 2023, companies were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident with fire at 2:11 in the morning, called in by an off-duty Waxhaw fire captain who was already on scene. Upon arrival, fire was impinging on the patient who was pinned underneath the steering wheel. Due to the location of the vehicle, companies were faced with a more challenging rescue. With the help of Steel Creek Engine 1, they were able to successfully control the fire and extricate the patient within 13 minutes of the first arriving unit on scene. Tonight we recognize Charlotte Fire Company's Engine 26, Tower 26, Engine 38, Rescue 10, and Battalion 8, along with Steel Creek Engine 1 and Waxhaw Fire Captain Marcus Lee, with a company citation. Steel Creek, can you guys fit in? There we go. At this time, I'd like to ask members in attendance from the CMPD Bomb Squad to join us on the stage, please. On June 5th, 2023, CFD was dispatched to Reams Road for a high-risk hazardous condition box. Upon arrival, crews were met with a 5-gallon bucket of pool chemicals reacting. Upon further investigation, it was discovered that a private individual who ran the pool cleaning business had inadvertently combined 2 pool chemicals together. Under normal circumstances, these 2 products are similar in nature and should not be in a compatible position as they were here. However, there was a reaction that was occurring, and it could not be fully determined if there was a 3rd product involved. While hazmat technicians were working to separate the chemicals, a reaction occurred, and after further discussion, it was determined that the best course of action was to partner with CMPD's Bomb Squad to utilize the total containment vessel and relocate the chemicals to a remote area of the training academy, where it was ultimately remotely detonated from a secure location. The area was checked for residue, but the detonation was successful and no other hazards were present. Proving a successful end to a potentially serious situation, for the successful mitigation of this incident, Ladder 28, Engine 13, Hazmat 13, Battalion 3, Car 901, and the CMPD Bomb Squad are honored with company citations. A special thank you for participating with us this evening, CMPD Bomb Squad, and your assistance in mitigating this incident. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. On August 20th, 2023, Ladder 2 responded to an apartment with CMPD and knocked on the door. As CMPD continued to knock on the door, a pop was heard from inside. CMPD then kicked the door in to gain entry. After entering the apartment, CMPD was shouting for the suspect to drop his weapon, and the second gunshot was heard. CMPD then yelled for assistance from fire. Members from Ladder 2 entered the apartment, where they were met by one CMPD officer bleeding substantially and holding the back of his neck. Ladder 2 members began treating the CMPD officer and firefighter Winkler entered the apartment bedroom where the second CMPD officer was with a female who sustained a gunshot wound to the arm. Members of Ladder 2 rendered aid to the CMPD officer and civilian patient. For their brave efforts in a situation with an unknown level of danger, Ladder 2 is awarded a company citation. In addition, I would like to have Firefighter 2 Blake Ewart, Firefighter 1 Brandon Bruchou, and Firefighter 1 Ethan Winkler, who are also awarded the award for bravery. Award for bravery. Okay. On Monday, February 27th, 2023, Firefighter 2, Sherrod Coates, was off duty and enjoying the evening watching his daughter at her track and field practice. While talking to the coach, Firefighter Coates' son yelled for Sherrod, stating that one of the members of the track team had just fainted. A bystander performing CPR, but at only 60 compressions per minute, Sherrod stepped in. Through his training and experience, Firefighter Coates was able to identify this and made corrections. Firefighter Coates stated that he gave 2 rescue breaths to the child and then began performing chest compression per the focused CPR protocol. While units were en route, Firefighter Coates obtained a return of pulse. While evaluating the patient, it was determined that the patient had gone into cardiac arrest again. After several more rounds of CPR, the patient's pulse returned and he was transported to the hospital. Engine 38, Battalion 5, and Station 26 companies arrived to find an adult male swimming in a retention pond and swimming away from all attempts to help him. The citizen presented as agitated with mental health problems. Firefighter 2 Holly Johnson approached the victim, distracted him, and set him up to be rushed by Firefighter William Spencer from a concealed position. Firefighter 1 Spencer secured the distressed citizen and retrieved him from the water. The citizen resisted and fought against Firefighter Spencer immediately on contact, making the rescue even more hazardous. Video from the scene clearly shows that the citizen and rescuer neck deep in the water as Firefighter Spencer secured the combative adult male in a face-up position and both dragged by rope from the water by crew members on the shore. Firefighters Johnson and Spencer demonstrated bold and decisive action to ensure a positive outcome for all involved. For their efforts, they are recognized with the Exceptional EMS Action Award. Engine 9 was called to an unconscious patient at Carolina Ale House. Engine 9 made patient contact, performed a rapid assessment, and confirmed the patient was in cardiac arrest. Engine 9 quickly and efficiently began the focused CPR protocol. Medic and Engine 39 then arrived and patient care was transferred as a pulse was attained. Firefighters Roberts and Santos assisted medic in transport to Matthews. The patient maintained a good heart rate and blood pressure throughout transport, and patient care was turned over to the hospital. Due to the quick and decisive actions of Engine 9 and Engine 39's crews, the patient was given the best possible opportunity for a positive outcome and recovery. May 18th, 2023, at 9:02 in the morning, Charlotte Fire Alarm received calls about a fire involving a trailer at a construction site in the 7700 block of Liberty Road. Charlotte Fire Companies arrived within minutes with heavy smoke showing from an apartment building under construction. Crews actively went to work trying to contain the fire while also trying to rescue workers that remained trapped, including a crane operator trapped 200 feet above the raging fire. The fire would quickly grow to 5 alarms, bringing more than 175 firefighters to the scene. Due to the valiant efforts to preserve life and property, the companies on scene are unanimously being awarded the Unit Citation Award for the Liberty Row Fire. If you responded to the Liberty Row Fire, please stand to be recognized at this time. In addition to a department-wide recognition, we would like to recognize some individuals and crew members for their work. First, Ladder 1 went to the 6th floor to locate 2 missing workers. Conditions rapidly deteriorated, yet Ladder 1 continued to search for the missing workers until they could not remain in the structure due to limited air supply. For their heroic, life-saving attempt, the members of Ladder 1 are awarded the Medal for Distinguished Action. Ladder 2 was directed by command to locate their apparatus at Ladder 16 location and assist with rescuing the 2 victims. While attempting to rescue the victims, conditions deteriorated and the building ultimately flashed over. Command had given the order for all companies to evacuate the building, and evacuation tones were sounded. During this time, or shortly before, command was made aware that the crane operator was still in the cab of the crane, approximately 160 feet above the fire. The crane was taking the full brunt of the heat from the fire. Ladder 2's crew had remained in place and was positioning their aerial to spray directly up onto the crane and the cab to protect the operator. All these actions were taking place as the building had become fully involved and collapse was imminent. In fact, the building collapsed onto Ladder 2's apparatus shortly after the crew of Ladder 2 had evacuated the area. By remaining in the collapse zone between the buildings and the tower crane long enough to position the aerial straight up and spraying the crane in the cab, the crew of Ladder 2 was directly responsible for providing just enough protection for the crane operator to not only survive, but to also escape without any serious injuries. Likewise, their decisions to spray the ladder down despite being told to evacuate and move their apparatus, ultimately sacrificing the apparatus, played a key role in keeping the heat of the fire from deforming the metal of the crane and causing it to collapse. This action also protected the lives of many others in the surrounding buildings, since the crane would have struck those buildings if it had collapsed. For their heroic, life-saving efforts, the members of Ladder 2 are awarded the Medal of Distinguished Action. Immediately upon arrival, Rescue 10 was tasked with extrication of the crane operator. Shortly thereafter, Rescue 10 was reassigned to the search and rescue effort for Ladder 1. After the members of Ladder 1 were safely back on the ground, Rescue 10 returned to efforts of extricating the crane operator. Captain Jeff Bright made contact via radio with the crane operator, who was in deteriorating conditions of heavy smoke and moderate heat. Based on the conditions and the size of the ladderway that personnel were required to ascend, the use of CVA was prohibited. Conditions continued to worsen, and despite this, Captain Bright and his personnel still chose to ascend the tower crane and make their way to the operator. Thanks to Captain Bright staying in contact with the crane operator via radio, keeping the operator calm and alert, Rescue 10 was able to assist the crane operator in safely returning to the ground and out of harm's way. For their heroic life-saving efforts, the members of Rescue 10 are awarded the Medal for Distinguished Action. I would like to also add that Firefighter 2 Kevin Murphy is also recognized with the Medal for Distinguished Action for ascending the crane ladder and assisting the care of the operator safely to the ground. Ladder 16 arrived on scene and found heavy smoke coming from a parking garage apartment building under construction. Upon transfer of command from Ladder 16 to Battalion 5, Ladder 16's engineer and captain began to receive reports of people trapped on the 4th floor and the 6th floor. After receiving these reports, actions were taken by the crew of Ladder 16 to make access to the individuals for rescue. Once the location of the trapped individuals was determined, the crew of Ladder 16 placed a 40-foot ladder against the building to begin making access to the victims. Conditions were continuing to deteriorate, and it was clear that conditions were evolving towards the potential for a flashover. Despite this, and without any regard to his safety, Firefighter 1 McMillan climbed the 40-foot ladder and accessed the 3rd floor of the structure. By this time, visibility had dropped to nearly zero. Just prior to Firefighter 1 McMillan reporting that he could see the victims and that there was fire below them, regardless of the danger present, Firefighter McMillan continued to proceed towards the victim. Firefighter McMillan did not hesitate, and his effort to effect a rescue was stopped only by the fact that the flashover occurred and all companies in the area were pushed back by the heat and the fire. For his brave attempt to save the trapped workers, Firefighter McMillan is awarded the Medal of Distinguished Action. You guys can stay up there. While the rest of Ladder 16's crew was working, Engineer Mercado began to receive reports of victims that were trapped on the 3rd floor. Immediately relaying this information to command, Engineer Mercado ran to the Bravo side of the structure to see if he could get a visual on the victims. Engineer Mercado identified the location and returned to the truck to retrieve a 40-foot ladder. Engineer Mercado, having been task saturated up until this point, had not a chance to don his fire gear. Despite the risk to his personal safety, Engineer Mercado entered the area between the fire building and the building next to it. This area, no more than 50 feet wide, would soon become overrun by heat and fire and ultimately impassable after the collapse of the structure. After the building flashed and still being too task saturated to get his fire gear and with extreme heat bearing down on him, Engineer Mercado climbed up to the turntable of Ladder 16 and placed the aerial waterway into action. The heat at this point became so intense that even in full turnout gear, crews were unable to approach Ladder 16 to reposition the truck. After the collapse, and with the heat dropping just enough to approach, Ladder 16 was repositioned. After Ladder 16 was repositioned further back from the building, and with small spot fires on top of the truck, Engineer Mercado once again climbed onto the turntable and worked the aerial waterway to put out spot fires on top of the building next to the fire building, as well as spraying the tower crane, which kept the metal cool. This assisted in preventing the metal of the tower crane from deforming and ultimately collapsing. By preventing collapse of the tower crane, Engineer Mercado played a pivotal role in protecting the lives of the crane operator and the crews on scene. In addition to these lives, Engineer Mercado protected the lives of countless others in the buildings surrounding the scene, which could have been struck by the crane had it collapsed. For these actions, Engineer Mercado is recognized with the Medal for Distinguished Action. Firefighter 2 Coates proceeded up the 40-foot ladder with Firefighter McMillan. Firefighter 2 Coates was just above level of the second floor where the smoke had changed over to the fire. Smoke had changed over to the fire and flashover. Firefighter 2 Coates was only feet away from the building when the flashover occurred. Firefighter Coates could have very easily completed a ladder slide to get away from the heat and fire. Instead, Firefighter Coates remained in place. Firefighter Coates immediately called out to Firefighter McMillan, both on his radio and yelling out to McMillan. This had a direct impact on Firefighter McMillan being able to find his way back to the 40-foot ladder and escaping certain deaths. Firefighter Coates, without regard to his personal safety and in immediate danger of being overrun by the fire that was now blowing out of the openings on the second floor just below him, remained in place to assist Firefighter McMillan down the ladder. Firefighter Coates was responsible for saving the life of Firefighter McMillan twice. For his heroic actions, he is recognized with the Medal of Distinguished Action. Upon Ladder 16's arrival, Captain Benson had command of the incident during this time. He exercised accurate, precise, and timely decision-making, giving the victims inside the best possible chance to be rescued. Captain Benson also placed additional arriving companies in advantageous positions to carry out the operation. Captain Benson was simultaneously hands-on with rescue operations while serving as the incident commander. Despite the extreme conditions of the incident, Captain Benson remained calm and composed. Captain Benson later seamlessly transferred command to Battalion 5. From the time Ladder 16 arrived through the transfer of command, Captain Benson's crew worked tirelessly to rescue the victims trapped inside the structure. His crew's ability to execute the rescue operation without Captain Benson's assistance is a testament to his leadership. For his instrumental role, Captain Benson is awarded the Medal of Distinguished Action. Senior Inspector James Myers has shown over many years that he is not only a top-performing senior inspector, but also a compassionate and dependable individual. His willingness to lend a hand and support his colleagues, especially after hours and during challenging times, has solidified his reputation as an exemplary team member and leader. His colleagues admire him as a mentor and team player, and he has consistently received acclaim for his outstanding interpersonal skills. Senior Inspector Myers' organizational dexterity has been a driving force behind the Fire Marshal's Office effectiveness and efficiency movement. With a keen eye for detail and methodical approach to things, he has streamlined internal processes and improved coordination among team members. His exceptional organizational skills have facilitated seamless communication and cooperation with various divisions, ensuring that vital information flows smoothly and allowing the team to respond promptly to emergencies. Senior Inspector Myers has taken on many large code-compliant events over the last few years, including the President's Cup, large concerts at Bank of America Stadium, and the inaugural season of Charlotte's first MLS team, which proved to be a challenging and complex event. It is our pleasure to award the first ever Civilian of the Year award to Senior Inspector James Myers. Firefighter 2, Holly Forbes Johnson, demonstrates true servant leadership through her work as a firefighter on and off duty. Holly volunteers her free time to supporting department programs such as Camp Ignite, the CFD Explorers program, and numerous other events. Holly is instrumental in facilitating EMS training and serves as an adjunct instructor at the training academy. She is known for always putting others before herself and stepping up to help in any situation. Holly is a true role model for young women. We are proud to recognize Firefighter Holly Forbes Johnson as a 2023 Firefighter of the Year. Joining the Charlotte Fire Department in 1999, Captain Aaron Lovett has conveyed his passion for the job within the organization. Promoting to the rank of captain in 2010, he has served in many capacities within the Charlotte Fire Department, including the Special Ops training while assigned to a rescue station and serving 3 years at the training academy with 2 recruit classes graduated. Throughout his career, he has acted as a mentor in each rank held and a role model to many, including the ranks above his own. His passion for engine company operations has shown not only been by assisting with the creation but the implementation of revamped hose and nozzle classes for all recruits. Being a captain for 13 years, he has a fine-tuned skill set that continues to improve and stays engaged by spreading knowledge within the CFD Company Officer Development Program to help shape and mold the minds of future officers to be successful leaders. The words trusted, knowledgeable, and passionate offer are what you will find within the captain who has directed himself to the education, development, and success to the success of others throughout his entire career. For his strong leadership, great character, and loyal commitment to educating the next generation of fire officers, Captain Aaron Lovett is recognized as the Fire Officer of the Year. That concludes the award portion, but let's give a big round of applause for those that did receive awards this evening. At this time during the ceremony, we would like to recognize recently promoted members of the Charlotte Fire Department. Promoted to the rank of battalion chief. No, not ready, sorry. Promoted to the rank of battalion chief, Trina Davies. Also promoted to the rank of battalion chief, John Renner. Promoted to the rank of fire captain, James Squitieri. Promoted to the rank of firefighter engineer, Drew Rux. Also promoted to the rank of firefighter engineer, Christopher Talavera. Yes. Promoted to the rank of Senior Fire Inspector, Wes Graham. Promoted to the rank of Senior Fire Inspector, Luke McKenzie. Again, please join me in a round of applause for all the honorees for this evening. This concludes the 2023 Awards and Promotional Ceremony. Thank you for joining us this evening.